Where you live shouldn't matter if you live, or how long you live, or if you have access to medications.
In Egypt, a lot of babies die very young from respiratory disease or GI disease. That could be CF.
I just couldn't imagine being a CF mom or a CF dad and not having access to medications that were out there that could help your kids. I just kept thinking, I have to meet these parents. I have to tell them there's hope. And that's when I went to Egypt, to Cairo, and met other CF families. And it was life-changing, incredible, the most intense experience I have ever had.
Cystic fibrosis was identified back in 1938. We're able to diagnose the disease not till the 60s. It's inherited from both parents, so it's genetics. It's not cured. It mainly affects the lungs and also affects the digestive system. To treat it appropriately, you really need to diagnose it early. In the US, we confirm the diagnosis with a sweat test. It's amazing the progress that we've been having.
There's actually 5 medications that correct the underlying condition of CF. It's not a cure, but these medications help 90% of the CF population. So if you're going to be born with CF, now's the time. I'm Laura Bonnell. I started the Bonnell Foundation in 2010 to help other families who have kids with cystic fibrosis with financial assistance, lung transplant grants, and college scholarships, and then it's just grown from there. Both of our daughters have cystic fibrosis. Molly is now 30 and Emily is 28. 30 years ago, when they were born, their life expectancy was 19. You have to come up with a marriage plan. You have to come up with a how we're going to take care of our kids plan. There was a lot that we had to think about. The CF community is so close, and most of us, I would say, have always assumed that everyone has access to medications. And then when I learned that that's not true, they don't have enzymes, they don't have vitamins, they're malnourished, their life expectancy is 8 instead of 19 at the time for us, or now it's like 56, but it's still maybe teenage years. I couldn't believe it.
I was always taught that CF does not exist in Egypt. We don't have CF. It is not something that the Egyptians have, which is totally wrong. It didn't exist because they didn't test for it. So I started talking with Cairo University back in 1997. I started going to Egypt and talking to them about CF because I didn't believe that they don't have it. Then in 2000, we tested like 62 patients. 12 of them had CF. Since 2007, people start believing that CF exists in Egypt. And since then, they've been testing and they've been diagnosing, and we have about 1,000 patients with CF diagnosed up to now.
Egypt is very busy. It's just massive amount of people, massive amount of transportation, cats and dogs everywhere. I have about 500 photos of cute kittens and beautiful dogs. The Egyptians are the nicest, most welcoming people.
It's really nice to have all of you here in Egypt. It's very inspiring what you have told us and what you shared with us from your personal stories.
We brought vitamins, we brought sweat chloride tests so there can be more testing. Everything was donated by companies and generous people. It was amazing and crazy. I just felt so connected to them because we've all been through the same thing. We have the same fears, the same concerns. It was just like facial expressions and just this knowing. Parents are still desperate. They're still scared.
With cystic fibrosis, 3 years old. My daughter.
I have a CF and I recognize it from 15 years old.
After that, I felt like more empowered, or the need to keep going and keep in contact with these parents. Both the girls are doing very well. When Emily went on the CF drug Trikafta, she initially had a reaction and went back on it a year later, and it's been huge for her. She wasn't able to really walk upstairs when she moved to Chicago, and now she's running 8Ks with no problems.
I'm very, very excited about the prospect of patients here doing better. They have been suffering long enough and dying very young. So I'm really hoping that the Trikafta will make a huge difference in their lives. We already are seeing some improvements.
Actually, it's a big difference, especially with young daughter, Sophia. She always cough during the sleeping. She always cough during laughing. After Trikafta, she become more stable, sleep well. Actually, my daughter told me, "Mommy, I'm totally recovered." I'm grateful.
Laura coming to Egypt is really very uplifting. They really relate to her. She provides a lot of hope and a lot of excitement when she goes there. She has a foundation, and for her to take the time and effort to come to Egypt, a country that she's not familiar with, she doesn't speak the language, it's huge.
I wish I could go there a couple times a year. We're a CF community. They're family. We just need to keep helping them.